This is why everybody went berserk when they found out Pac had passed and the first time they heard Makaveli. I just remember all the conspiracy theorists saying, did you hear him say Suge shot me in the beginning?
Oh, man,
and
I'm
I'm
heard
like,
that so many times.
And I'm like, nah, I ain't hear that. Yeah. And they like, so they turn it all the way up, and he do say something. And then the intro comes on, and it's dramatic as a motherfucker. And it's the newscasters, and it's all this energy building up. So you already know this is about to be a wild ride. Mm-hmm. The energy that's going on in reality, him taking all that into the booth, these little conspiracy theories surrounding the project, almost being prophetic on certain levels.
Dude.
And then Bomb First comes out.
What up, y'all?
What up, y'all?
Know what it is. Deee and Crook podcast back one more again. About to do it to y'all where we break down these bars and these classic joints and, just give everybody they due that got it coming and recognize what's supposed to be recognized.
Period.
Now,
you know what I mean?
This is a big one. This is a big one, and this was his last one. I think they call that a swan song. Makaveli. By the great Tupac Amaru Shakur. Now, man, I mean, just the kickoff. Bomb first.
Yo, before you say Bomb First, let me say this real quick. The circumstances surrounding the project.
Got you. Lay it out.
It was wild on the West.
Facts.
It was beef. It was war. It was death. Picture that energy and then look at the album cover artwork.
Yeah.
Now, you're a young person listening to this for the first time. You see that this man is going viral without social media. He's in the news. You see the cover, the depiction on it. You see the name, Makaveli. You understand that Makaveli faked his death.
If you know about history.
If you know about that.
Yeah.
Then you turn on the album, and this is where the conspiracy theory kicks off.
Makaveli the Don, Killuminati.
That part.
Now you turn this on, and this is a gold mine for conspiracy theorists, okay? If you turn the album volume all the way up, you hear somebody sound like Tupac says, Suge shot me. This is why everybody went berserk when they found out Pac had passed and the first time they heard Makaveli. I just remember all the conspiracy theorists saying, did you hear him say Suge shot me in the beginning?
Oh, man,
and
I
I'm
heard
like,
that so many times.
And I'm like, nah, I ain't hear that. Yeah. And they like, so they turn it all the way up, and he do say something. And then the intro comes on, and it's dramatic as a motherfucker. And it's the newscasters, and it's all this energy building up. So you already know this is about to be a wild ride. The energy that's going on in reality, him taking all that into the booth, these little conspiracy theories surrounding the project, almost being prophetic on certain levels.
Dude.
And then Bomb First come on.
Yeah.
Allow me to introduce myself. Makaveli the Dawn.
Spiritual lyrics like the Holy
Like
Quran.
the Holy Quran, niggas like 5-0. My 45 clutch next to me when we ride for survival. What?
Yeah.
Come on, don't play.
Bars.
Don't even play.
Now, let me say, above the vitriol and the rage that was naturally a part of who he was as a person, he was one of the dopest poets ever to me as a artist.
Yeah.
You know, he could rap to you, but when he went in poetry mode, it was like he had you enraptured.
Yeah, when he emotionally linked his lyricism.
Yeah. And that's why I think people still considered him, still consider him today as, considered him and still consider him to this day as one of the best, one of the greatest of all times, because he knew how to tap into them emotions. And what was so dope about it was that you could tell that wasn't his sole aim. He loved music and making music. I made music with him. I met him, It
was about the message, it seemed like to me.
It was exactly.
It was more about the message, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
This is what I'm trying to get across. I'm emotionally connected to this topic right now.
Yeah.
And I need you guys to, like, you know what I mean, feel me, where I'm coming from.
And he knew how to use certain words to, certain phrases and words that would hit certain chords if you knew what the struggle was.
Yeah.
If you understood poverty and racism and neglect and struggle. being considered as less than in society, and it was like, fuck what they talking about. You know what I mean? Fuck what they talking about. We are the strongest, most beautiful motherfuckers it is, and you need to go inside your motherfucking self and find that because it's there.
Yeah.
In a poetic way.
In a poetic fashion.
If you listen to Makaveli and you've been through some shit, like when we say you've been through some real shit, a lot of times we saying I've been through some traumatization. And we'll say, yo, we've been through some real shit. If you've been through some real shit or you going through something and you put on Makaveli and you take some hard liquor and pour it in a cup, you fuck around and drop a thug tear in that bitch.
Yeah, could happen.
I'm telling you, because he is talking to your soul.
Yeah.
Facts.
On this album.
That's facts.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I feel like the album matches the energy of the current times that he recorded the project in. I feel like
I'd be inclined to agree.
I feel like it was rough around the edges on purpose. I feel like All Eyes on Me was very polished production wise.
It was.
It was a polished album.
That's kicks, the ambitions of a writer, right?
Yeah, the kicks, the snares, the hi-hats, everything is mixed pristine. You know what I'm saying? The vocals, the backgrounds are perfectly tucked. The ad-libs are perfectly placed. In Makaveli, you might get an ad-lib or an overdub that's saying something totally different than the original main vocal is saying.
Right.
There's a rush. There's a this could be my last chapter. I'm involved in some shit where I might have to do something to somebody or somebody might do something to me.
You could feel that.
You could feel it.
Yeah, you could feel it.
This album wasn't, in my opinion, made out of his imagination. He took everything that was going on in his real life at that time into the microphone booth.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah. And he
that's the direction of his album.
And he kind of like, I was about to say, and he kind of like attached the religious kind of like theme to it. because it was probably just so, so serious with him at the time as far as like what his focus was and what his outlook on life period was, because, he was running up in award shows and chasing people out, and, he was wilding. He was really wilding. If you want to use a term to fit how he was living at that time, he was wilding. I mean, and no disrespect that he had, went over to the red side. We still loved him the same. The Crips, we still love Tupac the same. It wasn't, nobody looked at that as like we not fucking with him no more. But my point is, when he chose up, he went all in, balls to the wall. M.O.B.
For real.
M.O. motherfucking B. And that's what he was pushing. Even down to, even the little shot he took at Dr. Dre. I don't think he had nothing personal with Dr. Dre on that Toss It Up song. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he had nothing personal experience to where him and Dre had a misunderstanding. I think he said what he said just based on his relationship with Suge Knight. And while I mention his name, I gotta also salute him for being one of the dopest executive producers in music, in hip hop music that it has been on the West Coast. Because the albums that came out under him, oh my God.
Yes, that part. Those albums are still staples today.
Today, West Coast staples.
Yeah.
They are
The
staples.
Hail Mary joint played everywhere, didn't it? I mean, you couldn't go an hour without hearing that somewhere.
Yo, listen, Hail Mary has
Run with me.
for me personally, when I used to do my shows, in the middle of my show, I have the light man turn all the lights off. And it just be pitch black in the whole venue. And I turn that motherfucking Hail Mary on.
You a dog for that.
Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can't even see me on stage. And as soon as the hook come in, come with me. It's just all the light come back on. I'm standing on the speaker. Hail Mary, would you run quick, see?
What do we have here now?
Do you want to ride or die? Cut the music and let the crowd say, la, 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 la.
Yeah.
You could feel his spirit in that room. Like, after the show, a lot of people would be like, dog, that part where you do that, they like, man, I felt like Tupac was in the room with us. You know what I'm saying?
That's a major arrangement right there.
And when you think about it, he said that. He said, I'll be there in the dark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said he gonna be a ghost. You know what I mean? I'll be there in the dark.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Hail Mary thing, man, first of all, how he started it off is probably in the top 10, top 20 best hip-hop 2-bar opening.
Facts.
To a song. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy.
Picture paragraphs.
That right there?
God's words being quoted. Oh yeah. No, that opening and that and look and just to put some knowledge out there and expose some of the inner workings of an artist. Your come off is really the determinant of the dopeness of your verse.
Yes.
So an artist searches, a true artist in my estimation, I believe, he searches for that perfect come off that matches the energy to that track. Mm-hmm. And once he find it, the rest is just like a dope seamstress. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. You just got to finish the sew up. Because that kickoff is what
everything.
Yeah, it is.
First impressions.
It is. Yeah, you never get a second chance to make them.
You never get a second chance to make them.
Off the rip.
It's like a date. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You want to be on your A.
Be on your A.
Yeah, at all times.
Serious. You know, your first impression is everything. So, he kicked that off, though. Wise words being quoted. Hey. He was a poet.
He was, and for all the places that he stayed.
He was a real poet. Like,
go ahead, Go ahead.
No, I was just saying he was a real poet. Like, it doesn't matter all the way from, Dear Mama, keep your head up.
Love it.
It's the poetry for me. To me, like, I don't know if people read With the Rose That Grew Out the Concrete. Mm-hmm. It's a great book. Different things that you get to see, like his poetry on things that he written and stuff like that. Like Tupac was really like tapped in here.
He was
here.
It was his life. It was his. It was how he grew up.
Yeah, it's a difference because it seemed like he wanted to get messages out there. Be like, no, y'all need to hear this shit. Y'all need to know this shit. We need to apply this shit. You know what I mean? It seemed like with a lot of things, that's kind of how he wanted to get it out there. Like,
passion and dedication.
A further testament to his dopeness is that he resided in so many different regions, and he embraced this as his home so much to the point that he made the song To Live and Die in L.A.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like, okay, but you know what I want to say?
And he wasn't born or raised here.
No, that's what's interesting to me because
he felt it that much. I'm saying he felt it that much. He felt that embrace so strongly by everybody he came out here and fucked with, from Digital Underground to the Richie Rich and the
not
Click
to everybody,
and Sebo
like,
and all them coming down here and linking up with Death Row.
Heavily.
Yeah. It's almost like he was on that Rakim line. It ain't where you from, it's where you at.
Where you at?
You know what I'm
saying? And this where he was.
This is where he was.
Yeah.
And just for the people, because you guys have been saying poetry, and I think that word is gonna be thrown around a lot in this conversation when describing Tupac.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
His technical abilities are slept on in this era. A lot of the hip hop conversations about top tier lyricism, they try not to include Tupac. And, his technical abilities were advanced too.
Super advanced.
Like from the Hail Mary joint, Catch Me Father Please, cause I'm falling to the liquor store. That's the Hennessy I hear calling. Can I get some more? See that right there was 2 inside rhymes. Hennessy, the C, fallen is a 2-syllable, fallen, 2-syllable inside rhyme. Liquor store is a 3-syllable outside rhyme. So he got a 1-syllable inside, a 2-syllable inside, a 3-syllable outside. And he come back from, Catch Me Father Please, and the fallen, the liquor store. That's the Hennessy, please, see, fallen, calling, liquor store, get some more. These are technical abilities.
Ooh.
Yeah, bro, these are technical abilities that
Pen magnificent.
People are overlooking purposely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that was a dope lesson right there, Crook.
Bro, and they gotta really stop trying to discount his pen. You know what I'm saying? You might have your own personal reasons, but if you're a tastemaker in this game and you somebody with a big platform and you're discrediting Tupac's pen, I gotta be here to set the record straight every time.
You can't do that, yeah.
Right.
Tupac's pen can't be discredited. For one, he wrote his own shit. Yeah. And we'll leave that right there. And just that alone is like, you know what I'm saying?
It's real, and it's
it made you feel it.
At the end of the day.
It made you feel it. You felt the song.
Just like the lyrics in Blasphemy. Now, to me, that hit here because we both Gemini, so I was extra feeling blasphemy. I was like, oh my God.
Talking that blasphemy.
What?
That beat come in, boom.
And shout out to the original.
Everybody kissing ass to go to heaven ain't going. I put my soul on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even.
And once again, here comes the poetry. You know what I'm saying? Niggas in Jerusalem, bullshitting, waiting for signs. God coming, she just taking her time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was pressing the line.
Sitting, first of all, to declare God a female, you know what I'm saying, in that bar.
The spirit is female.
You know what I'm saying, was deep.
Yeah.
And then to say, I'm living by the Nile River, watching the water flow, contemplating plots, wondering where the thought'll go.
What?
Yeah.
This nigga's not playing with you, nigga.
Not playing. No parts of playing.
He is not playing.
Yeah.
And it felt like that song Blasphemy, he was making a parallel between biblical times and modern times.
Right.
He was talking about, Jesus was a kind man. Well, he should understand times in his crime land.
Yeah.
Moses split the Red Sea. I split a blunt.
And roll fat one, I'm deadly.
I'm deadly.
Babylon beware.
So there's a lot of parallels between biblical times and modern times, and wondering where do we fit into the scriptures, or even should there be a new scripture for modern times?
Right.
This was my interpretation.
Wow.
Right. You're right, brother. You're right.
Think about blasphemy when he said in the beginning in his ad-libs, he says a new word, a new meaning for blasphemy.
Yeah.
It is.
And not the old one.
Right.
So all of this is a new thought that he's having.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
and the Pied Piper. He got some of that original Death Row flavor.
I think
And pulled I Tell Joe, rest in peace, up on there, man. Come on, man. And he held it together. I got to give I Tell Joe props. DPGC affiliate. I Tell Joe, rest in peace, brother. It says in the name of the Lord. Yeah. Hey, come on, man. He was the glue. He was the glue to that song. He was the glue to that song.
Nigga, what?
He was the glue to that song.
he was. That
The
song
same one
was
from
ridiculous.
Respect to the Death Row Inmates.
Yeah.
That beat was stupid, but anyway.
A lot of people, I don't know if they know, but Tupac did a lot of reading.
Right.
You can
And that's what made him lyrically a problem.
Right.
Because he actually read, to me, that was key. I kind of got a lot of that from Tupac. I seen like an interview to where he had stopped his limo and went into a store and bought like one of the biggest like dictionaries that they had in there, and took it out back to the car. You know what I'm saying? Was writing just getting different things from. I said, "Damn, the biggest dictionary." I said, "Shit,
Dictionary is one of the better
I gotta
books.
go get one of those." You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have Google. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate to have to say that, but yeah, we back in the day we didn't have Google, so. I mean, I even got one of the biggest dictionaries. I had my mom buy encyclopedias.
Nice.
This was
Good of you to mention that.
Yeah, this was something that
Mama
Mama Yak. She bought me like a whole thing of encyclopedias, and I was like, oh, this is cool. So I was able to go in there and just get different things that the dictionary just didn't give you. So I could kind of expand my vocabulary, and you kind of dig deeper into my metaphors and different things like that. So it kind of could stand out, because what I did take from Tupac was the emotional connection that he had with his fans. And I think people kind of don't understand how that works. They try to compare him to Biggie. I said him and Biggie are totally different to me. They just had a different connection to their fans. I fuck with Biggie. I think Biggie was dope. I think he's one of the dopest storytellers. And if you say he wasn't, then you are really just hating.
No, he was stupid.
Period.
Right.
He gave you the East Coast feel of what the hell was going on.
For sure.
You know what I mean? In the streets and what was going on.
Had
Like
to
if
say
you
it like
didn't know.
going on. Going on.
Yeah, like he just
It took you right to Brooklyn,
Hey,
huh?
that's one of my second homes. I ain't even gonna lie. I got family out there. Jersey, what it do?
Yeah.
But
No, he was dope. He was
no,
dope.
he was real dope. So you don't want to take nothing away from that. But I think the impact was just different. On the fan base, you know what I mean? Because I think I'm gonna be honest. I think they have a lot of the same fans, Pac and Biggie. I just think they do. But I just think the impact is just totally different. Tupac had a real emotional impact because he was really emotionally invested in the shit he was saying. it just hit different. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you talk about in the white man's world, you know, things like that. That is something that it was almost like maybe something on the news came on, didn't sit right with him, and he said, you know what, fuck this. You know, we gotta really like, in this white man's world, y'all, this shit is just not cool. You know what I mean? So it's the emotional connection. I just think that they made music totally separate, but that's what made Tupac's impact more emotional. The connection was more emotional. Like,
I agree with that.
It was people in jail, locked up, real hood niggas. Like, when Tupac died, they was ready to set it the fuck off. Right. It was all bad.
And you got to give it to a squad too. I mean, they was when he took a break off the microphone and
but I said all that to say, not to say it like that, but I said all that to say it was the emotional connection that people had because these people didn't know him personally.
This album was brought to you by Mercedes of Long Beach, 2300 Spring Street in Signal Hill, California. Much love for the support. When you want to ride, fly, check out Mercedes-Benz of Long Beach.